Hello and welcome to my third and final end of 2017 Blu-ray update, where I'll be talking about some Arrow Video, Arrow Academy stuff and a Masters of Cinema box set. I'm sure you can guess which one that's going to be. So there was an Arrow sale. I think they were moving over to a new website and also changing their warehouse because they were getting rid of a lot of stuff, clearing out a lot of their stock. And I think it was must have been November, maybe early December, I'm guessing. They did the sale, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on a few things. Pretty decent prices, not the best, but probably as good as they're going to get, so I jumped on a few things, and here they are. First up we have a DVD, and if you've been following my channel with any kind of regularity, you'll know that I did, or had been doing, a Zatoichi marathon for my Asian cinema season last year, where I was watching all 25 films in the Zatoichi The Blind Swordsman Criterion Blu-ray box set. I got more than halfway through, but I didn't finish it. I wanted to finish it before the end of December, which I kind of almost promised, but just didn't happen. I'm going to try and finish it in January, and but I picked this up because that box set, the Criterion Blu-ray set, has 25 films featuring the same character, played by the same actor, Shintaro Katsu, and that was from the early 60s to the early 70s. And he did one more Zatoichi film. I'm not sure when it came out though. It doesn't say the date on the back of it either. I think it was in the 80s. So there's a significant time jump in the case of those first 25 films and this 26th and final one. And I think that he directed this film. Yes, he did. So it is the DVD of Zatoichi The Blind Swordsman, the final Shintaro Katsu starring Zatoichi film. I just really wanted to see it. I felt like it would have been incomplete to not see it and talk about it. So I'm excited. Oh, it has a little booklet. I didn't even realize it did have that. This is again one of the Aerodrome DVDs, and this is like £2. I thought I may as well get it. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release from what I understand. I'm very intrigued to see this film, but I'm going to obviously finish the other like 10 that I have left to watch. This one, is this a... No, it's not. Okay, I thought this is another Suzuki film. It's not. Now we get to the Blu-rays, Arrow Video. This is by Yasuharu Hasebe, and it is Retaliation. And I thought that this was another Seijun Suzuki film because the cover looks very similar to the Branded to Kill cover, but it's not. So yeah, there must be some kind of link. Right, okay, Joe Shishido, who starred in Branded to Kill and Youth of the Beast, two films I've now seen, in a follow-up to the Yakuza hit Massacre Gun. Okay, so yeah, this is, you know, it's a Yakuza movie, I'm assuming, starring Joe Shishido, so I'm intrigued to check it out. I didn't love Branded to Kill. You can check out my movie vlog of that. I'll maybe try and link that at the end of this video. But, you know, it's worth a shot for like £4 or £5. I definitely love Japanese films, always want to give them a shot, and nice weighty Arrow release. Now we have 4 box sets. That's all that we have left here. The first one, another Japanese title. And I have all of the discs for this, but like on just recordable Blu-rays because I got sent them by Arrow a couple of years ago to work on a video project with them, which I've mentioned a few times before. So I always wanted to get this in the actual packaging, not just like, you know, a white disc with Outlaw Gangster VIP Disc 3 scrawled on it in a, you know, black marker. So here we have it, the Outlaw Gangster VIP, the complete collection. This has Gangster VIP, Gangster VIP 2, Heartless, Goro the Assassin, Black Dagger, and Kill. Is that like the full title of the film? Just Kill! Exclamation mark. So this has a booklet and a fold-out digipack. I haven't opened it yet. And we have, it's limited to 3,000, we have an audio commentary on one of the films, a visual essay covering the entire series, original trailers, and some promotional galleries. And the films are all about an hour and a half, so I'm not expecting too much. But yeah, I enjoy Japanese films, and Yakuza films are ones I haven't seen many of. You know, there's Youth of the Beast, Branded to Kill, there's a couple of others, but you know, I'd like to dive into it. I have the Battles Without Honor and Humanity set, so at least the individual releases, so I need to watch them as well. Maybe at one point I can kind of do a Yakuza marathon or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think at this point I should probably stop biting off more than I can chew with marathons, as can be seen with the Zatoichi incident. But yeah, it's a nice little set. I think it was about £20, something like that, so good deal, good price. And then this one, I didn't actually get this from the Arrow sale, I got it from Zavvi. It was, I think, £17, which is a pretty good deal. and I haven't seen any of these films before. I really should have. The Hellraiser trilogy, and this is not the Scarlet Box, which is like the super duper deluxe. This is the bare bones kind of release. I don't think there's any booklet in any of the cases or anything like that. No, it's just oh, we have a screenplay draft for the first and second film, and we have a comic book of Hellraiser 3 on the disc gallery, BD-ROM content. So I wonder if that was included in like the book or whatever, or booklets that were released in the Scarlet Box. That's kind of cool that they would port it over to the discs, if that's the case. Maybe they're part of that anyway, and the Scarlet Box book has other stuff in it. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more than that, but that's kind of cool. Screenplay is interesting. I like kind of extras like that, where they include something kind of cool in terms of written content, like a script or something like that. So we have Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, and Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. I did another project with Arrow, actually, involving the first Hellraiser, but it was just this one scene I was working with, so I still haven't seen it. And a fun story is that my favourite teacher ever, Mr. Howden, in Larkhill, when I lived in England for a good chunk of my childhood, he was an amazing teacher, and he would always talk to us about movies and stuff, and probably movies we shouldn't be talking about. He didn't go into detail, but you know, he kind of definitely was skirting along the edge of the line where he probably shouldn't cross, and he was talking about the Hellraiser movies because his friend designed the Pinhead. I don't know what you call it, the mask, the makeup design or whatever. So that was kind of cool. That's always stuck in my mind, that my teacher's friend designed the Hellraiser signature Pinhead look. But I know nothing about these films really. You know, it's to do with hell, demons probably, stuff like that. I'm looking forward to it purely on just that kind of, it must be 80s, right? I'm not sure when these films came out, but just that kind of, you know, 80s-ish kind of horror with practical effects, things like that. I think I'll enjoy them, but you know, it's a bit of a crapshoot, so looking forward to them. And one last Arrow box set, and this is an Arrow Academy release. This is a big one. This is one I never thought I'd get. It was pricey, but it's been a lot pricier, and it's a mammoth set, and it's again one of those blind buys where I feel like if I don't like it, I'm going to be able to sell it on to someone who really wants it for a decent price. So we have the Arrow Academy box set of the Jacques Rivette collection. Haven't seen any of his films. Own a few, I think, on the Masters of Cinema range, but this was just too deluxe to pass up at the price that it was. And again, it wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than it's been. And this is a monumental release just in terms of quantity. It features the near 13-hour movie Out One. So we have like two digipacks holding that 13-hour film. Then there's like a 4-hour cut of the same film. Then there's another movie. Then there's 2 other movies, I think. There's at least 4 films there. And then there's this thick hardback book. It's just a gorgeous set. I'm not going to take it out because, you know, you can see unboxings of it. I'm not going to try and do it justice in that case, but it's you know, you get really nice artwork on this, and I like the consistency of the art style. Reminds me a little bit of the Eric Romer collection from France. Not in terms of the art style, but you know, having this kind of aesthetic choice with artwork and then following it through across the entire release. This is limited to 3,000, has brand new 2K restorations of the films. Well, a brand new feature-length documentary on Out One. All sorts of stuff, brand new interviews, archival stuff from the periods that the film came out. So, who knows what I'm going to think about this? I got no idea, but I always love the idea of really long films. It's hard to find the time to watch them, but I love the concept of just a really long film. I just like it when people push the boundaries of that, you know. I mean, for me, a 2-hour film is about as long as a film really needs to be for the most part, and you can even tell a great story in a film in 90 minutes. But I do enjoy when a film goes a little bit long, and you can get even more depth with the story and so on. But at times, maybe if you go too long, you just end up kind of treading water. I don't know. So this is going to be a real interesting one to dive into at some point. But I'm under no illusions as to me watching this anytime soon. But really glad to add it to the collection, to own it, and to be able to check it out someday. And again, if I don't like it, I'm sure I'll be able to pass it on to someone who really does enjoy it. And finally, we have not the biggest box set in this update, but the biggest in my heart, I suppose. And this is one I never thought I'd see. So glad that I am. And it is the massive cinema release, the Buster Keaton collection. It's even got a title, just Buster Keaton New 4K Restorations. And the little card there. It seems like a lot of people are going with these cards now for the box sets, since Indicator started doing them. So let's take that off and take a look at this, which is, interestingly enough, this is a promotional still from The General, his 1926 film, though he never wears these clothes in the film. So that's interesting that they chose that one to go with. On the back we have all the information of the 3 films. So the 3 films are Sherlock Jr. Well, we'll take them out. I'll take them out and show you. I have to say, I'm going to be that guy. I really don't like that they use slim cases. And I know people are like, yeah, this is great. This saves so much shelf space. And to me, I like the thicker look of the normal, regular UK-sized Blu-ray cases, but also the Buster Keaton short films collection. It just seems weird to me that the short films collection, it looks much bigger than the feature films collection. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll look at the films themselves in chronological order. So first up we have Sherlock Jr, which is an incredible film. I'm going to have a review for this at some point in the next month or so, with a special appearance from CP, no less. This one has an audio commentary by David Collat, who does great commentaries. A 52-minute documentary on Buster Keaton's struggle with working with the Hollywood system after the silent era, tour of filming locations, and another video piece. And this is only a 45-minute film, but it is a cracking movie. It's one of my favorites from Buster Keaton. We have some inside artwork too, which is really nice. But for me, one of my dream releases ever since I first saw the film was The General. I really wanted a massive cinema release of The General. And it's not how I would have liked being in the box set and not having its own dedicated release and everything, but nevertheless, here we have it. It's The General, released by Massive Cinema. One of my favourite films. An incredible movie, one of the best of the silent period for sure. This has a new video interview with film scholar Peter Kramer discussing the movie. Original score by Carl Davis. Introduction by Orson Welles. Introduction by Gloria Swanson. Touring of filming locations and home movie footage, all of which I think appears on the Kino release. I really wish they'd included the Joe Hisaishi score, but Kino did that with their new 4K release of the film, so I have that as well. I now own the movie 3 times, but each disc has different transfers and different special features, so that's cool. And this has to have some kind of... oh, not the inside artwork I was expecting. We have Buster there standing on the train that falls across the bridge at the end of the movie, which is one of the most spectacular scenes in film history. And one of the best kind of special effects, or stunts, or whatever you want to call it, action set pieces. And finally we have Steamboat Bill Jr., another great film. I saw this in the cinema a couple of years ago with James Merchant, actually, a fellow YouTuber who I don't believe makes videos anymore. So yeah, there's that. But that was a lot of fun, and this is another cracking film. I love Steamboat Bill Jr., especially after seeing it in the cinema. That was a great experience. And this one has an audio recording of a 63-year-old Buster Keaton in conversation with a television writer about a show called Wagon Train. Original music score by Carl Davis and a video essay on the making of the film. So there we go, and of course we have the Standard Booklet, which looks quite nice. It has a lot of kind of Keaton family album photos. There's a lot of that in the back, which is really nice. Keaton family scrapbook, they call it. Posters from the film. What I love about this is they've included not only like foreign posters, so there's like the Japanese poster for The General, but they've also included reviews of all 3 films. I think from all 3 films from the time that they came out. No, just for The General and Steamboat Bill Jr., not Sherlock Jr., but we have 5 reviews of The General and Steamboat Bill Jr. from the year that they came out in 1927, 1928. So it's really interesting to read the contemporary reviews for films that were going to be considered such classics, and how sometimes, you know, it takes a while for movies to kind of become the classic that they were, you know, destined to be, and that when they first come out, they're not quite the revelation that you might expect people to think when they first see it in the when it's first released. Anyway, so there we go. A really nice box set. Really happy with it, and another great kind of addition to the Buster Keaton collection. Again, they are all sourced from 4K restorations from, I think Cohen Media did these ones. I think, yeah, because the rights have been split up over a few different companies who've done like 2K restorations, 4K restorations, things like that. So yeah, these are, I'm pretty sure, the 4K restorations, yes. Alright, so there we go. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below on any of the titles I've mentioned. And now we can stop talking about Blu-rays for a while and get back to movies, which I'm looking forward to very much. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.